What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn, Plan, Profit and TechBot Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I'm going to start sharing my screen on the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. You guys can see right now, what is it called? Tesla is pushing up. I'm going to be selling to, I have 240 shares. I'm going to be selling about 60 of my shares right now that I held for just a one-day swing trade. The rest is the remaining amount that I have for my overall swing trade. So, ooh, nice little pullback. Let's see, here we go. So I'm going to be selling around 26950. I'm going to go with a limit order. This means that I'm going to be selling at the exact price point that I want and not the overall market price. If you guys are not familiar with what a limit order is, I'm going to be covering a series of different questions within this live stream. I'm going to bring my thing down, but first of all, I want to thank you guys again for taking time out of your morning. I know at least for the average person. There we go. So we just sold. You guys can see I sold at 26953, and Tesla is still showing signs of an uptrend. So locked in profits. I still have 180 shares left for Tesla, and there it goes. It's still going up. So as you guys can see, this is my overall P&L on the day. Overall P&L on the open so far. Let's have some fun. So I'm going to be moving this a little bit over just so I can answer any questions that you guys might have. I actually didn't pop it out with the live chat, so I should have done that. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. How are you guys all doing this morning? Good? Tired? You're like, I'm never going to do this again. I can't be waking up this early. How do you guys feel? Tesla's ripping it. Wow. Here we go. How many of you guys are tuning in for the first time? Is this the first time that you've ever seen anybody trade live? Is this the first time that you tune in at least to my live stream? How are you guys doing today? There we go. Tesla just broke above 270. It's absolutely ripping it. First time. Wow, that's so cool. We just broke $600 on the open, $500 on the day. There it goes, 270, 249. That's so freaking sick. Well, first of all, just to act as a little incentive, for those that want to, you guys can refresh your screen because if you tuned in before I went live, you won't see it. But we do have a special little discount for you guys. It's the biggest one that we ever offer, and it's $75 off the Learn, Plan, Profit course. So if you guys have been waiting for a discount, and I do want to let you know that this will allow you to be a part of the TechBud Staycation contest, which means that we're going to be flying out one member who enrolls before March 31st, and we're going to be flying you out, all expenses paid, to spend 2 days with us. So it's $75 off. First link in the description, or you guys should be able to see one of the guys share the link if you guys ask for it within the live chat. So how long does the discount last? Justin, is it till the end of today?
Yes.
Okay. And then this one's for the first 20 people, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. First 20 people, or whichever one comes first. First 20 people, or at the end of the day. How many people do?
20 people are going to come first for the.
Yeah. Well, but we just want to make sure that they're aware of both things. So I love discounts, right? I like buying the dip. I'm honestly so tempted to what's it called? Get in a little bit more with ticker symbol Tesla. But one of the things that we're going to cover within this live stream is you guys are going to be able to see me trade live. You guys saw me sell a part of my position on Tesla. The reason that, again, I chose to sell it was based off of pre-market patterns. You guys can see this gray area is all pre-market patterns. You can see that it had highs of about 269. So it made sense as it sold off, and then it came back around, a previous resistance around that general area. Again, I don't like to get greedy. One of the things that I like to focus on most is ensuring that I'm getting in and getting out at price points that make sense. It's not about, for me, maximizing every entry and every exit, but just ensuring that I feel comfortable as I'm trading and that I walk away, within my own means. So as right now, we're pulling back a little bit. Look at the RSI. Look at the MACD. The MACD is now descending, and so is the RSI. So right now, we might be trying to bounce off the EMA line. I'm going to set my series of alerts. So if Tesla begins to pull back and I see it find a support, then I'll buy a little bit more and then I'll ride it back up. So the margin shouldn't be too big. Again, it's Tesla, but 1%, not bad, especially me being already up. I already hit my daily goal, or I'm a little bit under. I'm at $415 so far for my daily goal due to that small amount of shares that I held overnight with Tesla. So let's go ahead and talk about natural gas. Holy moly. Okay. Actually, I also did want to ask a question. How many people that are part of Learn Plan Profit are tuning in right now as well? So I know we have a lot of people that are tuning in that this is the first time that you guys have ever watched me trade live. How many of you are actually tuning in? Okay, there we go. What's going on, John Bruno? What's up? What's up? Crew Lucas, what's up? Oh, there we go. This is the OG squad. Oh, that's so cool. Where's my guy Colby? Isaac, what's up? What's going on, Ryan? I like it. All right. Well, one of the things that I really like to focus on, oh my God, you guys are great. One of the things that I really like to focus on is direction. And the reason that I find that to be so important is because, for example, I think this is a perfect example when you can understand the direction of whether it's a stock or an ETF and the way that it's heading, it makes it that much easier for you to be able to feel comfortable with your trade and feel that much more confident. So with ticker symbol or with future /NG, right? It's trading in between the middle and bottom VWAP. That's that purple line and this bottom line. I have a video on it on YouTube. I have a video in it about the course or in the course. And when something is normally trading between the middle and bottom VWAP, it's normally making lower lows and lower highs, right? So it continues to show signs of a downtrend. What's going on, Michael? Welcome to the team. And it continues to make lower lows and lower highs. So the direction is trending down. Why is that important? So I want you guys to engage with me within this live stream. Why is it important to know and to identify? So right now, natural gas, it's, right now it's how it's trading. Why is it downtrending? Lower lows and lower highs. What does that mean? What should I pay attention to? Like, what would make sense for me, maybe for me to keep a close eye on? So as natural gas, if this pattern is downtrending right now, what should I maybe pay attention to? The inverse ETF, right? So the ETF that follows /NG is ticker symbol, UGAS, right? So it's selling off. Makes sense. What's the inverse of UGAS? Our very infamous DGAS, right? Continues to make higher highs and higher lows. So altogether, it's continuously showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So the more natural gas sells off, the more DGAS pushes up. And if the pattern is not broken, so if natural gas, so you could identify the pattern and you first, again, it's not going to make sense right away, but the more you practice, the better you'll become. If it's trading in between the middle and bottom VWAP or the EMA line and the bottom VWAP, and that's the pattern, that's the flow, right, that it has going on, then like right now, right? Right now it's going to try to push above the EMA line. We'll see if it does, but normally it's getting rejected by this EMA line. So based off of this pattern, we should be getting rejected around this general area, and then it should continue to downtrend. If that pattern continues, then maybe I could buy the dip, right, on DGAS and then ride it up. DGAS is already up 5% on the day, so I need to take that into consideration that, hey, it's already pushed up quite a bit. Natural gas is already a little bit on the oversold side. Can this pattern and direction continue? How can we keep a very close eye out on that? Well, if the pattern is broken, right? So if this thing begins to trade below the middle VWAP, then that's okay, things are beginning to change. I might want to step back and maybe until it clears up and the direction is a little bit more clear again, then we can go from there. Yeah, just like you guys set alerts, right? You can set alerts for this thing, breaking below the middle VWAP. You can set alerts for this thing making higher highs. So we'll go ahead and set these alerts right here. All you do to set your alerts on the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform is all you have to actually do is right click. So right click, here we go, and there we go. And there goes UGAS. One of the things that I also want to point out is how many of you guys, when it comes down to trading whatever it is that you see value in, sometimes because you guys, we're deal hunters, right? So a lot of you guys tuned into this live stream, assuming that we would give you a discount on the Learn Plan Profit course. And I had a lot of people message me telling me that you guys were waiting, right? It makes sense. I'm no different when it comes down to buying anything, as in houses, investments, anything that I want to be a part of. I want to get a good deal. Same thing when it comes down to you guys. How many people, or how many of you normally look at something that's extremely oversold and try to find the bottom? I want you guys to be honest. How many of you guys are waiting for you guys to show signs of a reversal because you see that it's so oversold and are trying to see when to get in? I'm not saying that there's anything right or wrong with that. All I'm saying is that direction is super important, especially when there's no break of pattern and natural gas continues to show signs of a downtrend. One of the things that has bitten me in the butt multiple times is when I try to predict the reversal or try to buy at the lowest price point, and guess what? It continues to sell off because there was never any break of pattern and there was never any break of direction. The direction for natural gas is still trending down, and it's not, it would not make sense to take a position on you guys until that pattern is proven to have been broken, right? Just a little quick tip for you, right? So I've seen so many newer traders try to trade against the overall pattern. They think that they could predict overall reversals. Again, we're not here to, rub a crystal ball and to try to predict the future. It's, you can trade based off like what it is that you are aware of. So if you see that something is oversold, great. Now set your alerts and keep an eye on it. And until that pattern is broken, it really wouldn't make much sense to take that position. So it looks like, wow, this thing did pull back, but it pulled back down to the, what's it called? SMA line. So that's that green line that we see right here. So it pulled back quite a bit, but not exactly the amount that I wanted. So what I'm going to do, this is Tesla. So really the ones that I'm paying attention to right now are Tesla and DGAS. I'm going to set alerts so you guys can see I have my alert right here and my alert up here. Let's see what we got going on. It's kind of all over the place right now. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. You guys, there we go. Natural gas is still downtrending. Do you guys see that? Still trying to get rejected. So look at the MACD. The RSI is not super clear right now, but the MACD is already peaking out. So it would make sense for this thing to continue to downtrend. Yeah. So let's take a look at DGAS. Yeah, it is doing that divergent, right? So let's see. One of the things that I also want to make sure that we calculate every single time before we take a position is asking ourselves, is the margin of profit worth it? So right now, for example, the price is at 104.27. The previous resistance, the highest price point that it's hit for the day, right, is around 104.50. So at the average price point that I can get in right now to the highest price point, that's less than 0.5% for potential for profit. And you need to ask yourself, right? A lot of you guys are under the PDT rule. How many of you actually calculate the percentage potential for profit that the stock offers before you actually take the position? Like, just be honest, right? And you guys don't have to comment or anything like that. Here we go. Tesla, just got my alert. Tesla just broke below. All right, so this is going to be for a day trade. You go here. So I'm going to try to get filled at around 26816. We'll just put it at 10, and then we'll go from there. All right, and then I can add more to my position size as this thing begins to show signs of an uptrend. So always needs at least 2.5%. I love that. Thomas, it sounds like you have a specific type of criteria that every stock has to meet before you get filled. And I think that's something that's like very admirable and something that you should stay true to. The more selective that you are, in my opinion, the better, right? The way that I try to think of it is, so I just got filled on Tesla. Not too sure if you guys saw the 100 shares, but yeah, just got filled. So the way that I think of it is, the market is so accessible. Like you can take a position literally on any. If you have an open account, right, an active account, and you have funds in there, you have the ability to literally buy any stock, any ETF, right? So the market is so accessible. So what type of structure are you implementing and what type of criteria are you implementing that is going to allow you to filter out all those stocks that are not worth it and that are not good deals? The way that I try to think of it is we're deal hunters. So the way that I think that a newer trader should focus when every time that they get presented or come across a stock that, they might see value in, just give me one quick second. Let me take my secondary position. So it's beginning to show signs of an uptrend. Here we go. We're about to break above the EMA line. I'm going to go in right now with 150 shares. Let's see. So yeah, Tesla just broke above that. There we go. 29. Let's see. Let's see. All right. But the way that I try to think of it is, pretend like you are an executive, right? maybe some of you guys are, but pretend that you're an executive, you're sitting at your desk, and you're presented all these opportunities, all these investment opportunities, right? And when it comes down to, asking, you're the final decision maker on what your company chooses to trade, right? So with that being said, you come across like all these different opportunities, they're all presented to you, and based off of your criteria, based off of your experience, and based off of your knowledge, you have to make the best decision for your company, right? Your company, that's your role, that's your responsibility, and that's, what it is that you should be doing. But yet so many people are so free with like their entries and their exits, and in my opinion, it just doesn't necessarily make too much sense. So I have my limit order sent. I guess I'm talking too much, so I might not get filled. But we should be up quite a bit. Yeah, a little bit over 700. And it's just a different way to, there we go. So 852 on the day. Nice. All right. But it really comes down to just the way that you try to structure your trade. I'm not here. You guys know that I'm never here to tell people what to do. Regardless if you're part of Learn Plan Profit or TechBud Solutions, I'm not here to spoon feed anybody. I think the goal, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the goal is always to be self-sufficient in any market that you choose to want to be a part of. Let me know if you agree. Do you want to be someone, so when people tell me, hey Ricky, should I buy scanners? Hey Ricky, should I buy stock alerts? Hey Ricky, should I join this where they will tell me exactly what to do? I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be dependent on someone else and for that to be, have influence on my success. There's nothing wrong with starting out and working with a team and building my foundation, but the whole point of building my foundation is to one day be self-sufficient, to be able to build something and build some structure off of that I can be self-sufficient myself and want to be a part of a group to help others, but to not be dependent on that to, trade, for example. We have so many talented traders within Learn Plan Profit and TechBud Solutions that are solely part of our group to come back and maybe share their profits and maybe help a couple of our other traders out. But they don't necessarily have to rely on the group anymore because they've worked so hard in understanding what it is that they learned. And that's our goal. That's why, we don't sell stock alerts. That's why, I've said from the very beginning, yes, I'm here to assist you, but if you're not someone that is like motivated, and if you're not someone that's driven, then I'm here to hold you accountable, but it's you that has to initiate that relationship. You message me if you're part of Learn Plan Profit. You can literally ask me questions as we trade live. You can literally direct message me every single day. Follow up with me with your trades. Keep it short, simple, sweet, and I will give you my 2 cents, and we can keep that relationship intact. But the biggest thing is the discipline and the consistency that the average person kind of lacks. So it's just, again, holding yourself accountable to what it is that you want to achieve. So it looks like right now Tesla is trying to find a support right around the EMA line, and then still trying to push up. So I'm going to be able to do this on my own one day. I like that. That's the goal, right? And it's just making sure that every action that you take now aligns with your vision and your goals. So if your goal is to be able to, quit your job, or to be able to maybe take some hours off of, your normal job to be able to trade, and then to be able to spend that extra time with your family, with your loved ones, to travel, regardless of what it is, right? Then you need to make sure that all your actions today are something that, align with that. So if you're trading, if you're just getting started and you're trying to aggressively day trade, if you're getting started and you're trading with real money right away, and you're still not familiar with what it is that you are doing, just be real with yourself. That's the biggest thing. It's I'm not going to be here to know you're not 100% ready. It's you're the only person that can truly understand what state you're in, right? And what position you're in. So if you know that you're just getting started, you're still making mistakes, and you still have a lot to learn, then maybe it's not the best choice for you to start trading with, real money or your entire account size, right? Just holding yourself accountable, being realistic. So we're seeing a slight little resistance here for Tesla right around 270.50. I actually think we might break it right now. The MACD is really trying to push up, so I'm going to set my alert. But let's go ahead and have some fun and break down some stocks. Oh, we got Pascal here. So Pascal's part of LPP, and I'm actually met up with Pascal in Germany. Do you see him, Just?
Yeah.
It's exactly what I do. Trading to have more time to spend time with my family. I'm loving Pascal. And also, I saw your message yesterday, so congratulations on your newborn. He had the most savage. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had the most savage and like amazing message that he sent me yesterday. So he's got a new baby, right? He just sent me a message with his profit for the day and him spending time with his family. And guess what he said? I don't know what's growing quicker, my newborn baby or my trading account. Right? I was like, oh my goodness, that's like one of the biggest flexes I've ever seen on Discord. But I absolutely love it because it's true. It's like, if you have the right mindset, and I could tell right away Pascal was someone that was like very mature, very, very like driven, and it just made sense on why he would be able to do this himself. Huge push up. We just broke a little bit over $1,000 on the day. You guys can see that right here. I still just have my the 180 share. So I'm going to leave that there. It's a little bit on the overextended side again. A lot of people during this time might have FOMO, which is the fear of missing out and stuff like that. But again, it's just a friendly reminder that right now it's overextended, it's overbought. I missed my chance to get in, so I'm just going to have to wait for a pullback. So I'm going to set my alerts and then kind of go from there. I want to dedicate maybe the rest of the time. I already hit my daily goal. I can dedicate the rest of the time, unless something pulls back like aggressively or something like that. I'll take another trade. But how about we dedicate the rest of this live stream for you guys? We can break down any stocks that you guys see value in, and then we can go from there. If you guys can do me the biggest favor and just share your top stock in the ticker symbol format. So I saw someone call out JNUG, right, because of a huge sell-off. So that means that JDST pushed up quite a bit. So let's see where JNUG is at. Here we go. It did sell off quite a bit. Let's see if the margin of profit is worth it for the recovery. So it looks like it's breaking above the EMA line and it's trying to begin to push up. 2.3%, not bad. Especially if this thing continues to show signs of an uptrend. Definitely something that we possibly want to keep our eyes on. Look at that MACD and look at that RSI. Just make sure that we get that confirmation of the higher highs and higher lows. Again, just a friendly reminder. I know a lot of people are not part of Learn Plan Profit, but we have this ticker symbol format. Ish, if you have it, feel free to share it. But right now, it's just going to be sending the ticker symbol format, just whatever stock it is that you see value in and you want me to break down, it has to be in this format. So I know that you did your own due diligence before me just breaking it down for you and giving you my own 2 cents. There we go. So Ish just sent it over. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. So ticker symbol BAC. What's going on, Mohammed? What's up? What's up? BAC. Bank of America, right? Yeah, there we go. So is this a day trade? Let's see. Yep, okay. I like it. So I want to pay a little bit of attention to the 180-day chart. Let's give it some time. Okay, wow. Huge sell-off, right? So the market's been pulling back, but I don't even know if it's like... No, yeah, this was definitely a little bit unique. So BAC, right, Bank of America, if you're not familiar with that. Let's let this load real quick. Thank you, TD Ameritrade. All right. Here we go. Interest rates. Okay, so it hit a resistance. So let's just look at this in the technical format. There had to be some fundamental reason or some reason based off of news that it sold off, right? And someone's saying that it's based off of interest rates. It would make sense for you to, before taking a swing trade, to keep a close eye and to make sure that you look into that to verify that. JNUG just broke above 1137. So that means it's starting to show signs of a reversal. And again, it has like a 2.3% margin. So what I want to look at is like looking at previous patterns, right? That's all I could really look at as of right now. Based off previous patterns, we have a resistance. So anything above like $29, a little bit more on the oversold side. Where it's at right now, around, consolidating right around 27.1. it would make sense that once this thing begins to do the exact opposite of what it's doing, it would make sense on maybe why it would be attractive. It was selling off. It stopped to sell off for the past maybe like a week, and it began to consolidate. So it's no longer making lower lows. It's just finding a support. And then normally what happens is, perfect example would be right on over here. It sells off, it begins to consolidate, and then slowly it begins to make higher highs. So again, it takes time. It's a process. So there's 3 stages that we've talked about in a reversal. The rejection, when it downtrends, the consolidation, when it tries to find a support, and then the confirmation, when it begins to make higher highs. So again, what would make sense to maybe then indicate signs of for a potential entry when it breaks above the EMA line, and then when it begins to make signs of it making higher highs. So I really do find this one attractive based off of the low price point to where it could peak out at. It's about 8%. 8% for a multi-billion-dollar bank. That's definitely not bad. I'm actually going to add this one to my watch list because I like it so much. And even as a day trade, it almost made sense. I don't know if the margin of profit is worth it. It's less than 1%. But right now it's selling off based off pre-market lows. That's going to be around like the high to $26. It's still not huge. It's about 1.5%. So we might have to give it a little bit more time. The EMA line is pointing down. It's trading below the middle VWAP, and then it's still below the SMA line. So a lot of things still trading against it. So let's just make sure that we keep a close eye out on that. Alrighty, here we go. RIOT. Thank you again for tuning in. So as a day trade, it looks like it hit highs of 339 during pre-market hours. Okay, right now it's selling off in between the middle and bottom VWAP and getting rejected by the EMA line. MACD is descending, and so is the RSI. So that wouldn't necessarily make much sense, and that we need to change its direction. This thing was showing signs of a downtrend, and then due to volume began to trend up. This is one that I would be very sketched out about. I personally would not swing trade something like this. And just because it's a little bit of a lower cap stock, the risk is that much greater. I personally, the volume is too low. The volatility, I'm sure when it begins to pick up, is going to be, out of the roof. Just like we talked about in yesterday's video, ticker symbol HUNT, right? A lot of people were like, holy crap, like how do I find stocks like that? It went from $9 to, what was it, like $103? And it had $3 spreads, $3 to $4 spreads. So it looks like I just got filled with 150 shares on Tesla. $3 spreads on Hunt. What that means is between the bid and the ask, the spread was $3. So let's say it's right now at $3.14. That means it was selling for $6.14. The margins were that huge. That's literally double, right? And it makes it that much more difficult for you to enter and exit appropriately, because if you got filled in between that, then unfortunately it's just bad. So as of right now, the volume is a little bit too low for me on this one, and it's a little bit too low of a cap stock. I would wait for this thing to break above the middle VWAP and begin to make higher highs, as I would find that ultimately to be more attractive. I'm going to set my alert on this. Here we go. Alrighty, ticker symbol AXSM. Oh, did I type that incorrectly? Yeah. Here we go. Thank you again for tuning in. Let's see. Right now it's downtrending, middle, bottom VWAP. So again, you guys, if these are ones that you're trying to take as a day trade, as a swing trade, this would not make sense. It's extremely overbought. Yes, it can continue to uptrend, but it's not a good deal. It would make more sense for this thing to downtrend, and it looks like it gets manipulated through volume. I'm not too sure. It's a therapeutic company. I'm not a huge fan of marijuana companies, therapeutics, bioscience. All of those are stocks that any pharmaceutical company are companies that I just like. They get easily manipulated. There's a bunch of false news, bunch of manipulation, and just something that I've had a really bad experience with. So that is why I simply like to share that with people, because it tends to happen pretty often with those stocks. So as right now, AXSM, it's just too overbought, too overextended, not a good deal. And on the 1-day, 1-minute chart, it's downtrending. It might find a support right around $14 based off of previous patterns. So Tesla just began to make lower lows. Here we go. Let's see if we could find a potential support. See, it's still downtrending, so we'll have to see where it finds its support, and then we could follow up with it. I'm going to set my alerts. Let's see, AMSC. see what we got going on here. How are you guys liking the live stream? Is it what you expected? Is it a little bit different? It looks like it's not something that I'm able to break down. Here we go. Ticker symbol Gush. All right, ticker symbol Gush right now is still downtrending based off yesterday's patterns. It had a support right around 10.8. Nice. I appreciate that you guys are liking and enjoying the stream. A lot of consolidation, right? For ticker symbol Gush, and the inverse ETF is DRIP. Of course, thank you again for tuning in. It's your guys' time. I really do appreciate it. So let's have some fun. Yesterday, so this is like something that like I want to point out. Gush yesterday was trading in between the bottom and top VWAP, right? Give me one quick second. Tesla is pushing back up, and I'm gonna want to add more to my position. All right. All right, all my alerts are set, limit orders set. I'm just gonna, follow up with this one, and then we can kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and go back to Gush. Sorry about that. One of the things, again, is a consistent pattern. Like, we talked about direction and why that's so important to keep a close eye on, because it makes it that much easier to understand what's trending up and what's trending down. This is something where it's kind of like a guessing game. Gush right now is all over the place. Yes, you can kind of try to identify the low points. You can kind of try to identify the high points. And even with relevant patterns on the past 20 days, it's too sporadic, and there's no consistent like direction nor pattern. You can still make money off of it. It's not what I'm trying to say but it's not consistent enough, and there's not enough of a pattern that I'm able to see that it would make sense to me that it would be worth the risk in comparison to something where I saw a little bit more value in, and there's more consistency in the pattern with like, Tesla, right? Or with what I normally see with UGAS and DGAS. And that's, again, I'm speaking out of my own experience and preference. There's a lot of people that I'm sure do extremely well only trading Gush and Drip. But it's however that pattern, makes sense to you. And for me, and again, this is my opinion, and agree or disagree with me, but Gush is not consistent enough and does not offer a consistent enough pattern for me to actually see value in it. And it's not that I don't see value in it, but it would either have to be super clear that it's a really good deal and that I could sell it for more, because the pattern is just not doing me enough justice. Justin just signed up for LPP. Thank you. Justin, welcome to the team. Really looking forward to having you for our daily live streams. So here we go. So just a little friendly reminder for those that didn't refresh their screen, we have a $75 off coupon for the first 20 people who enroll, and it's that first link in the description if you want to take advantage of the deal, or by the end of today. All right, let's go to break now this one. Guido, what is going on? SQQ. Q, one more Q, right? Here we go. 180-day analysis, strong downward pattern, but due to the market beginning to consolidate and stuff like that, it really began to almost find a support. Let's go. I like to look at the 2-day 5-minute chart. Is the pattern consistent enough for you? Can you identify the low points and the high points? And this one, it's not that bad. You can see during pre-market hours, overall low points is around 10:15, 10:20. Overall high points during pre-market hours is around 10:35. So now you want to ask yourself, is this margin of profit worth it? It's not horrible. It's around 1.6%, but it's not horrible to me. It's up to you, right? You're given 3-day trades out of a 5-day period to take advantage of the opportunities if you're under the PD2 rule. And does this thing make sense to you? Yes, this thing can even push up to 1043 based off of yesterday's patterns. A little bit less realistic, but it definitely can. Now, is the pattern consistent enough where you would feel comfortable taking this position? Is there enough data for you to analyze? Also, I want you guys to know that the correlating future for SQs and TQs is /NQ. And actually, okay, so this is actually, I'm really glad that I brought this up. Let's see. One of the things that I want to point out is what's going on with /NQ right now. Do you guys see something with /NQ? What's going on? So looking at previous supports, right? The reason that I like, let me ask this question better. Why is it that when I trade certain ETFs and then I look at the correlating futures, why is it that I watch the futures so heavily? If you're part of One Plan Profit, I know you've heard this before, but why is it? There's much more data for me to analyze. Because the futures don't close when the market closes, these things trade all night. So there's a lot of data that I can take in and try to understand which direction it's going. So for /NG, this all happened, you guys could see after the market closed Wednesday, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and then the market opens for pre-market hours, right? Same thing with /NQ. So there's a lot more data for me to analyze. So when you're looking at SQs and there's not enough, you can't really make sense of the direction during pre-market hours because it's been all over the place, then maybe looking at the correlating future and see that, okay, well look, the way that it traded during pre-market hours right now, SQs or /NQ is finding a support. Based off previous patterns, it would make sense. So what does that mean? Then that means that, not SQs, but actually TQs is at a potential support where it can actually begin to uptrend and it would make much more sense in that sense, right? In correlation to SQs, where if you look at /NQ, if this pattern continues, this is its support. And this is probably the most it will sell off to, meaning that that's the highest SQs will actually get to. And it doesn't mean exactly that's how it's going to play out because patterns can always break themselves, but it's just something to keep a very close eye on. I'm not too sure if you guys knew that, but just wanted to make sure that was aware. What was your target for today? If I can hit my $1,000, if I can hit $1,000, I'd be great. I had a really great day yesterday, and I'm going to be actually going in a rally. I'll talk about that later. I know you guys have a lot of stocks that you guys want me to break down, so let's just get to that. So sorry for taking so long. Here we go. Tesla just broke above 270. There we go. It's beginning to show signs of an uptrend. So Roku, as of right now, is beginning to sell off. On the 5-day, 5-minute chart, okay. 5-day, 5-minute chart, you can see that it has, based off previous patterns that are pretty relevant, previous support right around 62.90. It doesn't mean that that's its support. It just means that that's normally, or based off previous patterns, where it bounced at. Again, this isn't something that, as it's selling off, that is going to bounce necessarily right away. It has to find a support and it has to show signs of a reversal. So if it's not indicating signs of an uptrend right now, then maybe you can simply follow up with it. Maybe because you find the margin of profit that it has to offer based off of its resistance to be attractive. So if you find this to be attractive, then set your alerts, add it to your watch list, and just follow up with it. But again, one of the most important things to me is overall direction and making sure that you're trading and investing in patterns that are showing signs of an uptrend. Because what do we say? What's going on, Joshua? What's going on, AG? Welcome to the team. What is it that we say? If you want to grow your account, then you should trade and invest in patterns that show signs of what? It makes sense. It's so mind-boggling how traders follow descending patterns. If you want to grow your account, invest and trade patterns that are showing signs of what? Ooh, there we go. Roku just sold off. An uptrend, right? Or showing signs of growth, or are making higher highs. You guys all know this, right? It literally makes sense. If you want to drain your account, then invest in patterns that are long-term showing signs of a downtrend. But no one wants to do that, right? And I just want to make sure that that's clear. Right now, yes, it's at a potential support, but just like you saw right now, Roku just sold off. Patterns are there to repeat themselves, but they don't have to. And that's ultimately the biggest thing. It's you want to wait for that confirmation, and it would even make you just feel that much more comfortable based off the position that you're about to take. Here we go. Azul is getting AZUL is getting rejected by the SMA line, making lower lows and making lower highs. It's a descending pattern. It doesn't mean that you can't make money off of it, but the overall direction is not in your favor. So there's another form of risk, another layer of risk that is being added to the table. And you have to ask yourself, is this something that you feel comfortable trading to get in and out of a descending stock? Because sometimes when it normally gets rejected at the SMA line and you think you bought it at the overall support, and you think it's going to begin to push up, guess what? It can still continue to downtrend. And then if you wait and hold it and then it goes back up, and then, ultimately the biggest thing is like, does it make sense to you? And out of every stock that you have came across, is this really the best opportunity that you can take advantage of right now? If so, you do your thing. But if not, then again, just make sure that you have that criteria. What is going on, Alex? Strong descending pattern on CNC. So it's been selling off. Definitely wouldn't make much sense as a day trade. I see why it is that it's being brought up as a dip buy opportunity. Just look at previous patterns on when it's done this. It sells off, it finds a support, it consolidates, and then begins to make higher highs. Guess what? It takes time for it to do this. This took like weeks. So don't be so quick to jump the gun because it's going to take time for it to even indicate signs of a reversal based off of its history. And also it's a descending pattern right now, so another layer of risk being added to the table. Let's see. Let's see, BIOS. What's going on, Nicholas? All right, strong descending pattern as well. Huge push up, strong descending pattern. There's no change of direction. So I'd set my alerts and simply follow up with it there. PRTY. Here we go. Descending pattern, SMA line. Come on, guys. Party City. Yeah, no, it would make sense on why this one would file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy soon. Just, again, the overall pattern direction just isn't in your favor right now. Yes, this thing can begin to uptrend. Look what it's done before when it uptrends and just wait out for that. NIO. Okay, it looks like a lot of people are strong push up on NIO, strong descending pattern still. Again, the previous support was around $6. Guess what? It's down to $4.90. It's at $5 now. So it's pushing up quite a bit right now. It pushed up about 4% and is now selling off. Just wouldn't make sense. Maybe if it bounces here and it continues to uptrend, great. This looks like a day trade, not a swing trade at all. The margin for loss I don't think exceeds the margin of profit. So I would be very, aware of that before taking your next position. CBT. Very low volume, direction is not clear for the day, and it's a descending pattern. I would stay away. CIEN. What's going on, Luis? All right, so we have CIEN. That is an ascending uptrend pattern. It broke its pattern. It used to normally bounce off the SMA line, and guess what? It's still downtrending. So you see that I have all my alerts up here because that's when it comes back up above the SMA line, continuing its pattern and its flow. Completely broke its pattern, so be patient and wait for that overall reversal if it even ever happens. We already broke down NIO, natural gas, and we'll follow up with that in a bit. ALK. Let's go on Easton. Strong descending pattern. Guys, come on. Feel free to trade what it is that you guys want, but again, it just wouldn't make sense. We just talked about it, investing in patterns that are showing signs of growth. It's just not. So on the day, yes, I wouldn't even view this to be a good deal. This is Alaska Airlines, right? So it's overbought here. Now it's oversold. Again, based off previous patterns, it pushes back up to $55. Look, $55, and where it's at right now, you're calling this one out. That's less than 1% margin, right? And if it sells off, about 1.7% for a loss. Just ask yourself if that's worth it. CJ, calling out Amazon. Here we go. Okay, so it's a descending pattern. So you have that layer of risk, betting against you. Look at that MACD. It's overextended, it's overbought, and look at this pattern. It pushes up, it sells off. It pushes up, it sells off. It pushes up, it sells off. And it's almost making like lower lows and like lower highs. Do you see that? Okay, so now we know that this is not a good deal as of right now and based off previous patterns. Look at that MACD and look at that RSI. It would make sense on why it would begin to pull back. So a better entry, again, for a better deal would be around these lower price points, which then you can sell for a profit for a better deal and then sell at the higher price points intraday. Margin of profit is less than 0.04%, and I personally just don't find that to be attractive enough. Give me one quick second. It looks like Tesla is trying to push up. We'll see kind of where that's at. This thing needs to begin to break above that resistance. Looks like nothing's happening just yet. AMD has been all over the place. Huge sell-off, tries to show this cup and handle pattern and then begins to show signs of an uptrend. MACD is overextended and so is the RSI. I don't think it's going to make it. It would have to go through a huge rush. Margin of profit is about 2%, but the direction is It's not super clear. 180-day chart. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Understand, you guys should not just, even when you take a day trade position, to understand the risk involved, look at the larger time frames. This thing is a descending pattern. We talked about this one in our Sunday stock talk. Remember, it was pulling back because of the day on Friday, and it's continuously sold off. Look at that EMA line. It's oversold. It's down. It's downtrending, and it's selling off. Look at the RSI. Look at the MACD. No indication of a reversal. So what about this do you find attractive? If you find it attractive for a day trade and when you see that push up, great. But understand that it's just that. All right, ticker symbol GoPro. What's going on, Ernie? All right, we're going to do 2 more breakdowns, and then that's going to be it. So the volume ultimately for GoPro has been very low, right? On the day, I don't think the direction is clear enough. It's been absolutely ripping it. Wow. And it's continuously been showing signs of higher highs and higher lows. So if you wanted to go in for it for a swing trade, then, all power to you, but I don't find that to be a good deal. Excuse me. Give me one quick second. I apologize. Here we go. Nice little push up. See where we're at. We're at 1,300 for the day. I'm just going to walk away with selling my day trade shares. Give it some time. Here we go. Infilled. Filled. Sold 270.74. On the day so far, yeah, 1,300. Not bad. I still have my 180 shares, so if this thing continues to uptrend, then that goes according to my swing trade. But that's not something that I can control right now because that's a swing trade. So I'm happy with that. Done trading for the day, and it's been since market open. What is that? 48 minutes? Yeah, I don't know why I was staring at that so long. Math, right? Yeah, I was trying to calculate like the amount of shares. I sold 2 shares too many. Crap. I'm supposed to have 182 shares, and I sold 2 of my swing trading shares. Okay, well, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So did you sell Tesla? I sold my day trade positions that you saw me buy down here on Tesla. That's all I did. So, yeah. Do you sell with a limit order? Yeah, I like to sell with a limit order because, again, I want to exit at the price point. And one of the things that I do very often is this. I'm going to use this as an example. I'll sometimes, I have 180 shares, so I'm not going to get filled, but I'll do like 100%. I want to sell 100% of my shares. And what I normally do is, regardless of where I want to sell, I'll put a limit order way above like where the market price is at. So I'll put it at 272.50. So I'm just going to put it just to make sure I don't get filled at 273.80, right? And I post it and then I send it. And one thing that I can do is, like, if where I want to sell ends up changing and it begins to show signs of a sell-off, then I can drag and drop and then click that and then click send, and then it will sell it. Let me close this out real quick. But yeah, I have a lot of fun using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform, and it's free. You can do it with paper trading, and it makes it that much easier. In the Learn Plan Profit course, I have a video on the hotkeys that I use. So like my keyboard, I don't go here to my active trader and click sell or anything like that. I actually just use my hotkeys and then sell with that. So do you ever purchase at market price? Of course. I think the easiest way for me to put it is, when the demand. So people love to ask, Ricky, like, how many times do you trade a day? Ricky, like, what do you, just like that, very open-ended questions that are just like, my biggest focus when it comes down to trading is getting in for a good deal and getting out for, where I see value and getting out for. Wow, this thing pushed up. We're at 1,400. It's great to always try to get the best deal possible, but my thing is, like, I want to get in when it's, when we know that like confirmation is key, getting in for a good price point, that's a good deal, and then selling where it makes sense at a resistance and, hopefully at a decent high point. But my biggest thing is, like, how many day trades do I take within the day? Well, how many opportunities presented themselves within the day? I don't know, right? Sometimes it can be multiple, right? Sometimes it can be zero. My biggest focus is I'm a deal hunter. That's the way that I like to think of it. When it comes down to buying houses, if I see, normally I'll buy maybe like 1 or 2 houses a year, if that. But if I see houses with huge margins that are selling for like $50,000, how many will I buy this year if I see houses for $50,000? As many as I can, because the opportunity presents itself. So when would I use a market order? When the opportunity, like when it would make sense. So if I'm struggling to get filled with a limit order, then I'm going to use a market order because the demand for me is so high to get in in that stock at whatever price point at that low general area between the ask and the bid, that it would make sense for me to get in with a market price. Same thing when it comes down to an exit. Ultimately, of course, we'd love to control where we enter and where we exit, but when the demand is so great and the opportunity is so great, then I'm going to be a little bit more flexible. And that's the way that I try to think of it. If I can control that variable and that factor of where I get in and where I get out, hope you guys know, I'm going to do everything in my ability to control it, because then it's a controlled and fixed variable. But if I can't, and it just wouldn't make much sense, and I just need to get in, then guess what? I'm okay with getting in for a market price. What does locking in profits mean? It means having a green day, boom, 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 another day, another dollar. And it just means like selling your position and walking away with your profits. I don't know, like locking it in. Yeah, I guess I didn't know that was really a term. Show all your studies on the TD Ameritrade. Yeah, you can see them right here. The VWAP, the SMA line, the EMA line. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, you guys literally have access to all of this. You guys can scroll down here, Learn Plan Profit, click Start here, and I literally cover everything that I have, the settings and all that good stuff. So, and it's all broken down and explained in the course. Thanks for this explanation. I've been doing market orders, just speed up and yeah. And again, to each their own. I'm not saying that the way that I do things are perfect. I hope you guys know that, right? I'm never someone that has forced anyone to like watch my videos, has forced anyone to like join Learn Plan Profit. Like, my biggest thing is I want you guys to feel comfortable with whatever team you choose to be a part of from the very beginning, regardless like if you like me or not. Like, well, you're tuning into this live stream, so I mean you're hearing me talking, it's your time, so I hope that at least you somewhat like me. But what I wanted to talk about is a huge part in why I think I do so well is because of the team that I have. And I honestly, I'm a huge believer in this. You become like a like spit image of those that you tend to surround yourself with. And you guys can feel free to like believe me or not believe me or ask other people. But I see that so many people have not only just better days with trading, but their overall attitude for the day. Like, I'm not here to subjugate others. That's the thing I just don't understand. It's like, we're a team and we're here to work with one another. I trade live every single day with the Learn Plan Profit Group, and they're the only group that I work with aside from TechBot Solutions, right? And we want it to be like a fun and safe environment. Like, why does it have to be like demeaning? Why, if you make or like maybe not the most like advanced comment, why do we have to like subjugate you? That you guys know that like I don't care how good of a trader you are. I don't care like how much money you've made. If you subjugate others, regardless if you're part of Learn Plan Profit or TechBot Solutions, I will ban you and remove you from the group. Because instead of, yeah, you're a great trader and all power to you, like cool for you. But if you're not uplifting others, then you provide no value to our team. And that's the biggest, I think one of my biggest focuses is I've tried so hard to grow a team to what it is. And I think that I can be that spark in someone's maybe either day or overall year to not just get started in the stock market, but as well as, because we try to uplift you as much as we can and empower you to be the best person that you can be, that you're someone that is just wired, that we wire you in a way that is an action taker, right? That you're not scared to take advantage of opportunities. And that's always what I try to, share, regardless of what market you choose to be a part of. Stocks, investing in cars, real estate, drop shipping, Forex, I really don't care. My thing is to empower you to be the best that you can be, to be knowledgeable, to understand the different factors that can influence your success, and to be someone that takes action. And I think being a part of a team that uplifts you is something that ultimately just day by day can be very rewarding, and being a part of a community that is just always here for you, I think is something that's very important. So yeah, that's really just it. So I can say for sure that studying your systems and being able to see you trades in action helps tremendously. I've started paper trading and now money trading. I like that. I like that. Thank you. Appreciate that, Sam. Let's see. How do you keep your day trades and swing trades separate? Well, I just understand how many shares I have for my swing trades and how many shares I have available for my day trades. And I just remember, what the average purchase price and the amount of shares that I bought for my swing trade. And I just I can keep a mental note, or you can open 2 separate accounts and kind of go from there. But yep. Is there any open-ended questions? I want to end the live stream. We're almost at that 1 hour mark. I don't want to bore you guys too long. Is there any open-ended questions that you guys wanted to ask me? So Ricky, I'm buying your course tomorrow. Anthony, 100%. We're excited to have you as a part of the team whenever it is that you see value in us, right? So I do want to remind you guys that it ends today, or for the first 20 people. We should still have maybe a couple spots available. It's $75 off the Learn Plan Profit course. There's no bigger discount that we ever offer. And we'd love to have you as a part of the team. We're all about getting good deals, so this is going to be the best deal that you can get if you want to be a part of our group. And again, that's that first link in the description if you guys would like to do it. If you don't see the link, feel free to refresh your page and then we can go from there. So what do you teach in your course? You're kidding, right? Just kidding. I don't want to. How to trade in the stock market. Can you do a double discount, one for college students and a promo code for the live trading? I appreciate the question, but no, there's no double discount or anything like that. I teach how to be a dingleberry. That's what this whole thing is about. No, it's just being a part of our community and being a part of Learn Plan Profit and being able to watch me trade live and doing what it is that I do every single day, right? What's going on, Brandon? Congrats, welcome to the team. Excited. I don't see my comments. Stephania, what's going on? I see yours. Cheaper than a college textbook. Yeah, there's, lifetime access, no monthly payments, no recurring fees, nothing like that. It's just, if you want to be a part of it, you can feel free to click the second link in the description to learn a little bit more about the course if you haven't checked it out. But you saved your spot for the free live trading. I don't know how you would not know about the thing, but yeah. So do you recommend Robinhood? Why pay commissions? Okay. No, Robinhood is free. The way that I like to think about it is Robinhood is a very beginner-friendly platform. Yes, it is free commissions, and it really depends on your overall just like experience. If you want to start off with that, great. There's some people that will use Robinhood to execute their trades, but that have the TD Ameritrade account because it's also free to open up to do their technical analysis. Another way to look at it is, there's promo codes for TD Ameritrade where if you fund your account $3,000 or $5,000, not too sure, that you get 500 free trades. That can also be another alternative, and you start with a more advanced platform. So there's pros and cons of both. We got Pascal that said LPP is worth a lot more than you charge, Ricky. Appreciate that, Pascal. No, I really do. I think that's the goal for any service, right? Especially that we try to provide here within Tactical Solutions and Learn Plan Profit is we want to make sure that we provide so much value that it's not just like everything else, that we have a course that we believe in, that we structure, and that we're updating next month, that we offer so much value on top of that, that it makes it like a no question that it's worth it, right? So offering something that no one else does, live trading every single day, being able to engage with your mentor every single day, especially with people and accounts and channels to our caliber, being the largest one out there on Facebook and on YouTube. For those who trade in the stock market in the entire world, there's no one else that does what it is that we do, and we have a lot of fun doing it, right? It's not like I'm just like crap. I have to wake up in the morning and work with these people. I truly enjoy trading, and I enjoy spending time with you guys. Make my day. It's a great start to the morning. It's productive. We get started early. Yes, I have pretty big bags under my eyes, but we have fun, and it's a productive morning. And I don't think there's a much better feeling than having like a productive morning. I don't know about you guys, but maybe there's a better feeling, and it's hitting your daily goal when it comes down to trading. So that's a pretty good feeling. But yo, Ricky, what's going on, Leonardo? What's up? The report, yeah, the crude oil report comes out, right? So let's check that out. /CO, it must have came out already. Yeah. I don't ever trade crude oil reports myself. Um, hey, what's going on, Leonardo? Welcome to the team. Yeah, tomorrow is the natural gas report. So, yeah, the natural gas report. You guys know that I talk about that all the time. That is 1 hour after the market opens. Actually, I'm gonna have to keep you guys up to date with that. I didn't actually tell you. Tomorrow I go on a supercar rally. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for like more vlogs and stuff like that. I would never do this if it was not for you guys. I could really honestly care less. I don't go to car events. I know Justin is like I wanted to throw him under the bus right now, but no, everyone here is like a huge car guy. I've just never been someone that likes to go to car meets or anything like that, or go to rallies or anything like that, which means so what this rally is I'm going to go drive the McLaren to California, and from California, Southern California, I'm going to drive it up to San Francisco with 19 other supercars. I thought it'd be something cool to be able to document and record and kind of vlog, and not just about myself, but also the other people. All these other guys have Ferraris, McLarens, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royce, and I think it'd be really cool just to ask them maybe some questions about what they do, and if they feel comfortable coming out on camera, maybe sharing that information with you guys. I don't know if that's something that you guys think would be cool, but again, putting our own little twist to these little rallies, I could really care less to drive with other people that do well. But I think the cool thing is maybe learning a little bit more about what they do and what has led to their success, as I hope it could spark something for at least one of you. So that's a pretty good question. So when a stock gets high, like Tesla did, and you sold, what indicators do you use to see if it's going to keep pushing up or rejected? That's a good point, Danny. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this. I could only trade off of, what I try to focus on most is previous patterns. So I saw that, it hit highs of almost $72, right? You could see that right here. So it sold off. I saw that this could be a good potential deal, and that's why I bought down here. So as this thing began to push up, I sold around, what was it, like 270, 271, right? You can look at the RSI and you can look at the MACD. There's no saying of what it has to do. This thing can push up all the way up to 280. And if I sell at 271, I'm out, right? But that's not important to me. That's not what I try to focus on. I'm not focused on what can it do. I'm focused on what will it most likely do. And again, this is why I like to say that my trading style is a little bit more conservative. If you've ever watched me trade live, and then feel free, if you're part of One Plan Profit, comment on this. If you've ever watched me trade live, I normally sell way too early. But guess what? I normally sell for a profit. I tend to have very consistent green days. And the biggest thing that's most important to me is just that. Selling at price points that make sense to me. To have a reason behind every action that I take. That if there's a reason for me to sell based off previous patterns, regardless of how much it can go up, that's irrelevant. What I want to focus on are, based off of my understanding and my analysis, where would it make sense? What are the indicators telling me? Not how much money I want to make, or not where I bought and where I want to sell. Market does not care. You have no correlation or relevance to the market. What is important is to be an action taker. When you see that, hey, this thing's overbought, or hey, this thing's overextended, or hey, this thing is consolidating and hitting a resistance, then it would make sense to then, lock in profits. And you can use series of different indicators. You can look at different patterns and stuff like that. But, there's no ever 100% saying that how much is this thing going to continue to uptrend? You can wait till a break of pattern. This thing's still holding above the EMA line if you want to play it that way. The way that I try to do it is based off previous patterns, and I can see when, with these different indicators, when something shows signs of being a little bit on the overextended side, I will lock in profits 100% of the time. And I feel, I feel very comfortable when I do, and it's a lot of fun for me. I lock in profits. I feel like, weight has been taken off my shoulders, and then I get to see how much money I made, right? $1,500 on the day so far. Not bad, right? I walk away, and then guess what? For the rest of the day, I don't have to worry about, how much more it's going to push up, how much more it's going to, push down. It's just understanding that I can only take advantage of opportunities to my own abilities and to my knowledge. And as long as that is something that is, being done, and that you sell when you see that there's a resistance, that you buy when you see a value or a good deal, then great. As long as there's a reason for every action that you take, you could always learn from it. Regardless if it's for profit or for a loss, you can learn from it if it's within your own means, as in like there's a reason for why you took it. Let's see. Why did you take a much larger position on Tesla today? I talked about this yesterday. This is Tesla. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. It's valued at $272 per share, and the price points and the price movements that it moves are in like 1 to 2% increments. So because it's a larger cap stock, I felt more comfortable taking larger position sizes. If you watch either one of my 2 videos yesterday, you could see the amount of shares that I was buying for my entries and for my exits. Danny, thank you. I appreciate your YouTube channel. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys just tuning in. So can we rewatch this live stream? Yes, I think you guys should be getting an email or either a message through Facebook. If you tuned in late or anything like that, you should be able to rewatch it. It just has to process, which will take about like 1 hour. So just join Learn, Plan, Profit. Really excited to learn from you. Cal, super excited to have you as part of the team. So I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys. I had a lot of fun. I'm pretty hungry now, so I'm going to go grab some breakfast with the team. But I wanted to thank you guys for your time. Trust me, I think that's something that's super important, right? It's a time that you choose to dedicate to these different things that you see value in. So, your time and just being spent with me is something that, you guys value me as a person. And I just wanted to thank you guys for that. If you guys choose to be or choose to want to be a part of our team, great. We'd love to have you. It's the first link in the description for the $75 off. If you guys maybe have a little bit more questions about the Learn, Plan, Profit course and seeing if it's the right fit for you, we'll have the guys right now share a link in the live chat, and you can schedule a call with us. This isn't like we're not sending you to a call center or anything like that. You either jump on a call with me, with Ish, or with Justin. That's all. If you have any questions, we'll answer it for you about the Learn, Plan, Profit course, and then we can kind of go from there. We have TechBud Solutions, so if you guys want to stay connected with that, let's do that. But if not, then I 100% understand. So let me see if I can pin this. So yeah, it doesn't allow me to pin the link, but you can see that TechBuds Lifestyle just shared a link. And so it's going to keep sharing it. And Ishmael just shared the link. So if you guys want to schedule a call with someone within our team, we'll be taking a couple calls today and tomorrow. We'd love to answer any questions that you have, and then we can kind of go from there. But hey, what's going on, Christian, my boy? What's up? Yeah. Thank you. It was my first in your live stream. Thank you, Teresa. That's so cool. Let's see. Just want to see if there's any last questions. What is your daily goal? I think that's a good question. So my daily goal has been $500 a day to $750 for quite a bit. I've been consistently exceeding that, and I've been able to hit like my overall weekly goal in about 2 days. So I don't want to overexert myself. There's no reason to like aggressively try to change it. Probably as time goes on, I'll begin to change it to maybe $1,000 a day, but there's no reason to. I can live off of the money that I make with trading, and just very pleased and very happy and very blessed with what it is that I'm doing. So that's really just it. So I'll keep you guys up to date with my overall Tesla position. I showed you guys how much it was that we were up and down and stuff like that, or just up during this live stream. But Hiriki, love you as a trader, conservative. That's so cool. Thank you, David. Yeah, thank you guys again so much for your time. I hope I earned your thumbs up. It's a private video, so I guess it really doesn't matter too much. But I want to buy your course, but I need a discount. The first link in the description, you guys could refresh your page. It's $75 off. It's the biggest discount that we offer. I don't know if the link is still working. I think, do we still have spots?
Yeah, link still works.
Okay. All right. Feel free to check it out if you want to be a part of it. And if not, I 100% understand. We're here to answer any questions that you guys have. I wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard. Continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green out. Take it easy, team.